at saka sa classical. Ano kaya yung pagkakaiba niya? Okay. So, the Romantic period in church music was marked by an emphasis on emotional expression, individualism, and an exploration. Pwede nyo po bang i-comment yan mga kapatid sa message box natin? Expression, individualism, and exploration. Ayan, emotional expression, individualism, and an exploration. Of what? Of new musical forms and orchestral possibilities. So, titignan natin yung Baroque, extensive, di ba? Sophisticated. Ngayon, sa classical, pinasimple nila. Pagdating ng romantical, ng romantic period, gusto na naman nilang ulit mag-explore ng new musical forms and more possibilities when it comes to orchestras. In church music, these characteristics were reflected in the creation of more dramatic and emotionally powerful compositions where composers sought to evoke deep religious feelings and a closer connection to the divine. So kita natin mga kapatid. First, the rise of sacred choral and oratorios. So makikita natin dito mga kapatid, the oratorio flourished in the Romantic period with composers crafting large-scale choral works that explored profound theological themes. So the use of orchestral forces, okay, markahan niyo po mga kapatid yung salitang large-scale choral works. Orchestral forces, yan, became more dramatic and expressive. So, titignan natin, parang pabalik ulit sila, no, sa Baroque, mga kapatid. Pero makita natin dito as composers sought to enhance the emotional impact of the sacred text. So, church music, particularly in the form of sacred cantatas and oratorios, became a central way for composers to express both personal faith and national or cultural identity. Now, hindi to nabanggit mga kapatid kanina sa Baroque at saka sa classical. So, yun yung pagkakaiba nila dito mga kapatid. Okay? Larger orchestral forces and more complex harmonies were used to create a powerful emotional effect. The text of sacred works were often drawn from biblical sources, pero ito po mga composers, mga kapatid, took greater liberties in interpreting them through music. So nag-a-add sila mga kapatid ng emotional weight, ng bigat, emotionally sa narrative. Works were often more dramatic, with highly expressive vocal writing, complex orchestrations, and dynamic contrasts. Sino naman po ang mga key influencers dito? Are you familiar with Felix Mendelssohn? Okay, Mendelssohn's Elijah and Paulus are two key works here of the Romantic oratorio, blending deep religious themes with lush, expressive orchestration. And then si Robert Schumann, mga kapatid, he composed the Requiem and sacred choral works show the more intimate, reflective side of romantic sacred music. Now, take note of the word more intimate. Okay po? Because that's the keyword for the romantic period. It shows more intimate, mga kapatid. And then the next is si Giuseppe Verdi. Although primarily known for his operas, Verdi's Requiem, nabanggit po natin kanina yan, is one of the most powerful sacred works of the period, combining operatic intensity with profound religious themes. Yan. Next, the influence of nationalism on church music. Ano po yung bagong word dyan, mga kapatid, na wala po sa classical at saka romantic? Paki-comment nga po sa message box natin. Tingnan ko nga po. Yan, patingin. Ano po, mga kapatid? Yung salitang, wait lang, hindi ko mapalakihan ng aking screen. Okay. Alright, nasa na yung aking share? Wait lang po ah. Okay. Wait lang po. Okay. Ayan. Aha. Mag-share screen lang po ako ulit. Share. Ayan. Okay, tama po kayo, mga kapatid. The word nationalism. Okay. Nakikita po bang aking share screen, mga kapatid? Okay, I hope so. Okay. So here, the Romantic period was also marked by the rise of nationalism, which led composers to incorporate national and, napaka-interesting nito mga kapatid, and folk elements into their sacred works. Yan naman ang pagkakaiba, mga kapatid, ni Romantic sa classical at saka kay Baroque. Okay? This movement was part of the broader cultural shift of the time, where composers sought to express a unique national identity through their music. So sacred music became a way for composers to express national pride with composers from various countries, drawing on folk melodies and traditional musical styles in the religious compositions. Kaya kung titignan natin mga kapatid, ang mga kanta sa Romantic period, may kanya-kanya silang identity based kung saan banda na compose yung isang kanta, mga kapatid, talagang madi-differentiate mo because of its unique expression of national identity through their music. Okay, wait lang po. Okay, the use of folk themes and rhythms was common in many sacred works, particularly in countries that were seeking to define or assert their national identities. So, kung sa Baroque period, mga kapatid, extensive sila. Okay, para mas maintindihan natin, siguro sabihin natin masyadong OA, ganon. Sa classical period naman, gusto nila simple. Sa romantic period naman, mga kapatid, yung national identity yung focus nila. Oratorios, masses, and other sacred works took on more dramatic nationalism. Sa Baroque, mga kapatid, balikan ko lang, hindi naman sa OA, kundi mas mabigat. Yan, yung kanila pong musika. Dito po sa Romantic period, they oftenly use national or regional scales and harmonies to evoke a sense of shared cultural identity within religious contexts. Okay? Sino naman po ang mga key influencers dito, mga kapatid? Uh, wait lang. Si Antonin, mga kapatid, Dvorak, Stabat Mater, and Te Deum incorporate elements of Czech folk music, blending national pride with sacred texts. Next, si Edvard Grieg, while known for his secular music, Grieg's Psalm 95 and Ave Maria reflect his interests in folk elements and nationalistic themes in sacred music. Okay, number 3, the emergence of what? Larger, more complex liturgical works. Makikita natin dito, mga kapatid, sa Romantic period, the emergence of grand liturgical compositions. As composers sought to write music that would be both musically and emotionally powerful in large worship settings. Large-scale choral works, including masses and requiems, were designed for symphony orchestras, choir, and soloists with a focus on evoking deep emotional responses from the congregation. The music was more extended in form, often featuring multiple movements or large sections that portrayed the journey of faith or the drama of salvation. Okay. So, its characteristics are, it has extended its structures with long lyrical melodies, complex orchestral accompaniment, and dramatic contrasts between movements. Greater use of orchestral color and dynamic range to enhance the emotional intensity of the music. These works were designed to be grandiose, tama ba yung term ko or yung pronunciation ko, and awe-inspiring, often reflecting the sublime nature of the divine. Ang key influencers dito again is si Verdi, mga kapatid. Yung kanya pong kinumpose na Requiem, which is a prime example of a large, emotionally powerful liturgical work using operatic forces to create a work that is both intensely dramatic and deeply religious. So makikita natin dito, mga kapatid, from these key influencers, parang, di ba, pag pinag-aaralan natin siya, parang siyang combination ng Baroque at saka classical, ano? Napansin nyo ba yun, mga kapatid? Though of course, mayroon siyang, ang focus is yung salitang nationalism, pero parang binabalik nila yung Baroque, mga kapatid. Okay? Kasi may intensely dramatic and deeply religious. But of course, andun pa rin yung simplicity ng emotion. But they are the power is still there, mga kapatid. Next is si Hector Berlioz, mga kapatid. Yung kanya pong Requiem, again. Okay? And then next is si Johannes Brahms. Yung kanya pong German Requiem combines choral and orchestral forces to create a deeply personal and emotional resonant work that reflects both comfort and contemplation. Okay, next, the development of the sacred song cycle. Dito po, sa Romantic period, composers began to develop a new genre of sacred music. Sabi nga natin kanina, mga kapatid, dito, okay, sabi, the Romantic period in music was marked by an emphasis on emotional expression, right? Individualism. Yung individualism, mga kapatid, it talks about the identity of a nation or a region based on what we have already discussed, and an exploration of new musical forms and orchestral possibilities. Ano yung new musical form na yan, mga kapatid? This is called the sacred song cycle. Pwede ba nating i-comment sa ating message box, mga kapatid, the sacred song cycle, and also sa mga nanonood po dyan sa FB live po natin. I'm not sure if naka-live po tayo, Pastor Rod. These cycles of songs were often based on religious texts or spiritual themes and were designed for what? Solo voice and piano, or sometimes with orchestral accompaniment. Okay? May kumakanta na soloist, may piano, may instrument na piano. Kung hindi naman piano, may orchestral accompaniment. So these song cycles were more intimate than large choral works and often emphasize personal devotion or reflection. I hope, mga kapatid, while you are listening to me, you are now getting why it is called Romantic period. Again, these song cycles were more intimate than large choral works and often emphasize personal devotion or reflection. I think it's called romantic because of this new genre of sacred music na na-develop nila, which is the sacred song cycle. Because this sacred song cycle were more, again, what's the word? Intimate compared to the large choral works. Okay? Now, ano naman ang characteristics nito, mga kapatid? Smaller forms with a focus on solo voice and accompaniment, often intimate in what? In nature. Okay? The text and music work together to evoke a personal connection with the divine, with composers taking liberties in musical expression to highlight the emotional nature of the texts. The song cycle became a way to explore spiritual themes on a more personal, individual level. Kaya pala siya tinawag na romantic period, mga kapatid. Ang key influencers dito, mga kapatid, is si Franz Schubert. Yan. Yun po isa sa mga beloved sacred songs sa romantic period, which is yung Ave Maria, mga kapatid, highlighting his ability to blend lyricism with religious reverence. Next is si Brahms again, his Ein Deutsches Requiem, which is a large orchestral work, but he also composed many sacred lieder or songs that focus on personal religious devotions. Okay, number 5, the impact of the church organ in romantic sacred music. Ano bang impact, mga kapatid, ng church organ? The organ became a central instrument in many churches. Ganon din naman, mga kapatid, di ba? Sa mga previous natin. Sa classical, inalaw na din ang instrument, mga kapatid. Sa Baroque period, medyo-medyo pa lang inaalaw. Pero dito, mga kapatid, sa Romantic period, wrote extensively for the instrument, expanding its expressive possibilities. So the organ was used not only in accompaniment for hymns and choral works, but also in solo organ pieces, often incorporating rich harmonies and virtuosic passages. Organists like César Franck and Camille Saint-Saëns, if I'm correct with my pronunciation, revolutionized organ composition, creating works that were both liturgical and concert-like in nature. Ano bang characteristics ng mga to, mga kapatid? The organ was used in both what? Worship and concert settings, with composers expanding the technical and emotional range of the instrument. So organ music often featured grandiose, sweeping melodies and rich harmonies that enhanced the liturgical setting or offered a more reflective and contemplative atmosphere. Okay. Sino po ang key influencers dito mga kapatid? Si Cesar Franck. Okay, yung kanya pong kanta ng title ay Six Pieces and Troy's Pieces are important contributions to the organ repertoire, blending romantic expressiveness with liturgical functions. And again, mga kapatid, iba rin pala ito mga kapatid, si Camille Saints, yung kanya pong organ symphony is a monumental work for both orchestra and organ, showcasing the instrument's dramatic potential. Okay, so that ends the Romantic period, mga kapatid. Ayan, so let's go to the last part of our discussion, mga kapatid. Are you still there, mga kapatid? Are you still there? Nakakas